Hey, you ever see Gangs of New York, Chris?
It's been a while.
You remember the two main characters played by Daniel Day-Lewis and Leonardo DiCaprio?
Yeah.
Well, you love those characters. I mean, they're at odds with one another the whole time, but they're the main characters. They're the whole reason you watch the film. But at the end, they both die in the same scene. And they're buried right next to each other across the river from New York City. And as the final scene unfolds across the river, you see time elapse quickly. The city of New York, the skyscrapers, they rise. And as those skyscrapers rise over the years, the tombs of Leonardo DiCaprio and Daniel Day-Lewis first show signs of age, and then they're covered with moss, and then they begin to crack, and then they crumble, and then they fall altogether, and soon enough there is no marker of them at all. Those lives are not remembered at all. Those epic lives of those two, not at all. Is that like us?
Video diary entry number 1. I am on my way to Brandon's house to, I think he's gonna drive, but to get with Brandon, and then we're gonna take this, I don't even know what it is. We'll call it an adventure, a weekend road trip, a getaway, a camp, like we're gonna go camping. I don't know. So I'm gonna have Brandon give his hot take on this as well. But we have a lot of stupid ideas that we think are great ideas, and this is one of them that Stephanie and Courtney, our wives, approved of. I'm Chris, by the way, and we have been texting each other and doing a little bit of talking about what this weekend is going to be about. We have random directions that we've come up with take a right and take a left, go this many miles and do this thing, and we don't know where we're going.
Chris, eggs?
Sure.
Eggs? Okay. Butter? For the eggs?
Sure.
I got a skillet. What that?
Hey, so I did an entry and said what we were going to do,
Okay.
but what's your hot take? Like where are we going?
Oh, we're going wherever fate takes us today, if you will. And it's a dream of mine come true today. Right, left, right, left. Flip a coin, answer a trivia question. We'll see where we end up.
Dad,
Yep.
can I make scrambled eggs?
You may.
Tent,
Check.
sleeping bags,
Check.
pillows,
Check.
food and drink potentially.
Check. We have butter.
We gotta stop somewhere. Okay, butter, great. Washers,
Got washers.
chairs.
I brought a book of trivia.
Okay,
And who
Book
knows,
of
that
trivia?
may come in handy on which direction to turn.
okay.
We stop now or we stop later. Gotta answer a trivia question.
You get it wrong, we keep going.
Go on.
Croissants.
We have croissant. We have croissant. The first named road.
Maybe. because we want to leave here. We're gonna go right, left, right.
Right, left, right. I've got that.
Tell the story of how you met your spouse.
Well, this is a classic McIntyre story because I met Courtney really the same year that I wet myself in third grade in the classroom. Actually, it was the year before. Courtney and I have been, we've been sweethearts since the second grade.
Oh.
Mrs. Aikens, second grade, Deloge, Missouri, Central Elementary School. Mrs. Aikens shared a class with her. Mrs. Hunter shared a class with her. But as far as real relationship goes, when we hit middle school,
Nice.
we each left our elementary sweetheart behind
Shoot.
for a couple of years. We sampled the waters of what Bonne Terre had to offer.
East or regular?
I prefer mine from Bonne Terre East, but yeah. So we dated around a little bit in middle school, but by the end of our sophomore year, when Courtney dated a lot more than I did, I went through a rough patch of kind of a low point. As I teach my classes, my stock was not hot at that point. No one was buying what my stock had to offer, but lots and lots of people were purchasing Courtney's stock. That sounded bad, but she had a hot stock. What can I say? So I always had that stock on my radar. I was going to buy that stock whenever that stock was available. But everyone was always wanting that stock. So after my sophomore year, I kind of finally grew out of the awkwardness, and she once again realized I existed. We went on a date. The date was to Pizza Hut.
Nice.
I drove. We played tennis, and then we came back to my place for a four-wheeler ride. And the significance of the four-wheeler ride is, of course, I knew that if I drove really, really fast, that Courtney Claywell would have to hold on tight. And hold on tight she did. So, first date, and then we as juniors in high school, did the whole prom bit. And the story goes, we shared a Raider review class together where we were co-editors for the newspaper. She had a boyfriend. They just broke up. It was a month before prom. She already had a dress. As a good friend of hers, I asked her if she needed a date for the prom. I would be willing to take her as a friend if that was a reasonable suggestion, that she would take this sticker that we had in class and she would wear it on her forehead for the rest of the day. And when I saw her at the end of the day coming down the hallway, she had a sticker on her forehead, and that let me know that she was indeed interested in going to the prom with me. And that was our first official high school day of dating, which has not stopped since then. May of 1996.
Amazing.
There it is. So tell us about give us the origin story of Stephanie and Chris.
So I was a shy kid from Potosi with just a couple friends, and had never been, there was a girl in kindergarten I really liked. I actually gave her like the literal physical key to my heart, like I found an old key. She didn't work out. She moved away like in 5th grade. There was a girl in 1st grade that I was into, and then her and this other girl kind of fought over me just a little bitty bit. It wasn't really anything serious, There was really no girl, like all through elementary, middle school, high school. A lot of that had to do with me not putting myself out there, me being super shy. But I would go to Bates Creek Camp, just a road down from the house that I grew up in. So when I went to camp, it was just barely leaving my house and going down the next road. But anyway, met this girl from Bonne Terre.
East side?
North County girl. She was a sophomore, I was a senior. I had my hair all dyed blonde. I was in my rebellious 18-year-old state, in a band, in my prime, the skinniest I ever was, the most outgoing I ever was. To speak to your stock thing, my stock was at its highest, and Stephanie was not yet in full bloom. She wasn't yet fully noticed by the guys. So she saw me at camp. There was some kind of interest there. There was actually a guy at camp that liked her and knew that she didn't feel the same, so he was who talked to me about her. And I kind of thought it was because like he knew it wasn't going to work out between us kind of bid, because look at this Chris Warden guy, whatever. But we met at camp. We had lunch together. She like took an apple off my tray kind of bit. And that's very telling of our relationship today. Always taking my stuff. We sat on this bench beneath some trees at Bates Creek on the last day. And she wrote her phone number on my hand, to which I could not wash that off until I left camp. And then I gave her a call, and I remember like when I gave her a call, that was back when you would call landlines, and hers had like a, if it was a long distance number, it got screened, so you'd leave a message, and then the parents would pick up, and they would let it go through. So I thought that was a prank call. I thought all of my fears and the whole bit of why I don't put myself out there was absolutely coming true. This girl was just messing with me at church camp, but that was all real. Long story short, we went on a date. We went to a Steak and Shake. She wore some really short shorts I thought were awesome. We saw Legally Blonde 2, I think it was, and Shrek. We did like 2 dates right in a row. And then fast forward, so we went to different schools. So I was the cool kid from Potosi that went to North County. She was a cheerleader. I was the guy in the band. I got to pretend through that character, kind of thing through high school. I was the creepy guy in the corner at the school dances, because I was the older guy, whatever. And then, so I graduated and was going through college when she was graduating high school. So when she graduated high school in May, we got married in June, which was pretty crazy. So when we went on our honeymoon, we were not yet either of us 21, so we had to show our our marriage certificate to get on the boat, because we couldn't drink, and it was weird that these young cats were getting on this boat, for a honeymoon thing, whatever. But we're the statistic, like you guys that are a high school sweetheart power couple that's going to make it. So I do, the church youth ministry stuff, whatever. And I always say that statistically, we're the ones that make it, because most high school kids do not make it. So the fact that we are still together 20 years in is proof that most of these high school kids are not going to make it, kind of thing. But Stephanie's great. Love her. That's my story.
Well, I read this book recently. It was The Ruthless Elimination of Hurry. And I'm not worried about it.
Okay.
I'm just going to live in the moment.
Is this our first ride?
I believe it is. I'm going to go right into town.
This is the second ride.
Turning right onto Hunt Road. It's a road I'm pretty familiar with.
Okay. Does this bring you back home?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Okay, so I see what's going on here now. I wasn't aware of the area, but we just went in a circle.
3 minutes in.
So next is a left.
All right. All right, here's a big turn, a big moment. To
This is
Farmington.
the left.
To Farmington we go.
Right?
Right, and then another right.
Yep.
Okay, so I think we're gonna make a loop then.
And then we're supposed to drive for 10.
Okay. Okay. Oh.
How do
I
you feel
used
about
to,
that?
hey, this place right here. You see this?
Yeah.
That right there used to be the home of a man named Les. and I met Les back in 1999. And what drew me to Les's trailer was he was a dealer in baseball cards. And I still remember, Les is long dead by now. He was probably 85 in 1999. And the guy, when he lived there, his phone number was 756-1988.
You would call him about the cards?
I would. Yeah, I'd buy cards from that guy all the time.
You were like, do you have any Topps Hideo Nomo?
He sold me 800 count boxes for $4.
Okay. What was your go-to? Who was your favorite player to collect?
Oh, at that point, you know, this is going to sound strange at this point. Also now deceased, Tony Gwynn.
Okay.
Tony Gwynn, my favorite baseball player.
Yeah.
Michael Jordan was my favorite altogether.
Okay.
Yeah.
I did some Cal Ripken Jr.
Did you?
and then Cardinals players.
Okay.
And Hideo Nomo. He had that cool pitch, you know.
He did.
This is our right?
I have some Hideo Nomo.
Was that right?
That was right. So
Now we're supposed to drive for 10.
Okay. All right. I think that'll get us going somewhere. This is a video.
They're all videos. But it's okay.
Did you check this out? Look at that. Porterhouses. That's right.
Because the ladies aren't here.
Porterhouse is packed.
All right. Chef Brandon, describe the menu.
Oh, this evening we'll have a
Potentially.
man's meal if we can find flame, or a place to put the flame. A lot of our fun is resting on whether or not we end up in a residential neighborhood or a campsite.
What's the menu?
The menu is porterhouse with fried potatoes, onions, butter, and Chris will polish it off with a Dutch oven peach cobbler. Look at the sign. T. Look where it's taking us.
Womack.
Womack.
So we are on T for 17 minutes.
That's right.
And then I said we take a left again.
Correct.
And then the next I was just so we were texting each other all this week. And we would text different things. And after this, you gave like a pretty big curveball.
I did. You'll have to remind me what that curveball was, though, Chris.
It's like drive until you see an animal larger than a child.
That's right. I seem to be in the kind of country where that might be pretty easy.
And then we do something. I don't remember what it is. This is the left. I don't know about this.
Now what?
There was a log cabin church across the road back in that area somewhere, but it doesn't, it deteriorated over time.
Okay, so we went left. We've hit gravel. I don't know. And then this was the one that you presented, which is drive until we see an animal larger than a child.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna flip a coin. Oh shoot.
Livestock, larger than a small child. Coin. Now what am I doing?
It was well, you're gonna call it. So it's you wanna do heads or like define heads, heads left or tails right.
Heads. Which way is he facing? Left. If it lands on heads, we're turning left. If it lands on tails, we're turning right. That's tails, we're turning left. Just like George. Just like George. All right.
We're going left. Another gravel road.
Courtney is going to be thrilled. Lot to eat, fellas. Holy cow. What you guys doing? Oh, look at this. I just wanna wade. That's great. I tell you, it can't rain at all though, or you can't cross that. Heads, we turn left. Tails, we turn right. Ready? Oh. Where'd that go?
Right there.
That's Tails.
Name a few qualities of each of your children that are positive.
Well, that's all I have. Are positive qualities for my kids. Well, I guess I will go in order.
Favorite?
From favorite to least favorite, from oldest to youngest.
Okay.
How's that?
Which also coincides with favorite to least favorite.
Oh man, so right now I have a daughter, Cayman, who is going to be a junior. Is 16, is in an interesting phase of her life right now, one in which she is, for the first time, having an opportunity to have some independence and some freedom and some responsibility. And that's actually one of the things I really love about Cayman, is that she is really independent. She has an independent spirit. She is responsible. She is competent. She is capable. And I think that that's pretty rare these days, to be able to trust your 16-year-old to give her some keys, to give her a car, to let her take off and go and know that she's doing good stuff. And I think that's really the thing right now with Cayman that I love the most, is she's just super trustworthy. She's not always super positive with her folks right now, but that's just a part of the deal. So Capri, number 2. Capri will be a 7th grader. So she too is kind of in a transitional period from being a little kid to being teenish. And right now, one of the things I love about her is that Capri is still a little kid. She's still just a little kid. And while she's growing and she looks like she's a teenager, and at her core still, she wants snuggles. She wants hugs. She is a sweetie and is absolutely our most loving, the most loving of the McIntyre girls for sure. And that's going to be pretty, if she goes down a pathway of needing some distance, that's going to be a rough one. Because right now, she is a hugger, a tuck-me-inner, and that's probably in its last few months, I would guess, of existence. So that's a sad one for Dad. I love Capri's sweet and tender spirit. And on the opposite end of things, we've got Catalina, my youngest, who is heading into the 4th grade. She will be the big dog on campus at her elementary school this year. So that's kind of a new experience for her as well. She'll be the oldest there in that elementary school, which is a fun little experience. And Catalina is super duper spunky. She is competitive. She is absolutely really responsible, and I do love that about Cat. She sets her alarms. She gets up. She listens to the weather. She is packed already for something that's not happening for 3 days. So she's a planner. She is a go-getter, and I think that's pretty cool for a 9-year-old to have that kind of stuff already. So those are my 3 girls, and 3 of the reasons why I love them. Hey Chris, you have 3 kids.
3.
Tell me what you love about them.
Should I do what's the oldest to youngest? Right?
Oldest to youngest, which, as we know, is favorite to least favorite. At least that's
I'll
what you
do
said.
so. I have Mercedes, who just graduated high school, who is getting ready to go to Missouri State, pretty much literally in a couple weeks, and that's a trip because we've not had kids leave us yet, and you know she's gonna go to a dorm. She'll hopefully come home and visit and stuff, and hopefully she doesn't like meet some guy really quick kind of thing, whatever. But that's a big deal happening to us. So things I like about Mercedes, she is a super strong female. I attribute some of that to all the money we invested into dance growing up. That we just put her at a dance studio, and she was just around a bunch of girls, and they grew up together and they're strong together. But she's wired like that too. So love that she is a strong female. She can take care of herself. She is independent. She is strong-willed. If she wants to do something, I always have no doubt that she can pull it off and do it. She's just wired like that. So I know as an adult, she's just going to go kick butt. I know she's going to kick butt at college, kick butt with whatever career she picks, whatever she's doing. I believe I also know that whatever dude is out there that God has ready for her, that he's going to have to take good care of her, because she can take care of herself. So there's going to be some complementary things there. She is also super smart, ridiculously smart. She is a perfectionist at things. She wants to be with that I did a good job kind of thing, and I love that about her as well. Chase, middle child. He reminds me of me in a lot of ways, but he is a much brighter personality than I was through middle school, high school. I think he kind of got the best of me and Stephanie, if that's a genetic thing. But he is just very outgoing and super smart and geeky, nerdy, all kind of wrapped in together, and it's awesome. He's got great wit, great personality as well, and he'll say things that are pretty of deep wit, great sense of humor, and I love that about him. And then Tinley, so she's our smallest one. She's going into 3rd grade, and she makes us laugh. She's always smiling. She can be high drama. She's quick to cry too, whatever, but I love Tinley's current state. She's just a happy personality, and she loves her family, and I love how family-centered she is. I love that about Tinley. I think that's it.
You don't have any more kids?
Not that I'm aware of. We always kind of look at Stephanie's belly to see if it's, do we want a 4th kid?
There's still a chance.
I don't know. Who knows?
Spirit of courage.
Shoot, man.
Courage to the right. So we are driving for a bit, and then we have a decision to make.
A bit. So we're gonna allow gut instinct to take over?
Yes.
Okay.
A feeling.
A feeling. Actually have bridge infrastructure there. Instead of the low water bridge, we are getting close. Somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
We are back. Oh, bump.
We did it, buddy.
We're back. Who knows where we are, but we are back. We're back to pavement. Gravel road. Winding around through the wilderness from Farmington to Perryville.
Here we are.
I don't feel like this is the right Perryville exit that I wanted to be at. I think it might have been the next one. No, that's all right. We'll see what Perryville has to offer at this second.
We're just driving for a bit.
Okay.
Mississippi River. I didn't think we would be heading out of state today, Chris.
I didn't either.
We're on the rickety Chester Bridge right now.
I thought we were going to St. Louis.
Oh, look at this. Holy cow, man. We're doing it. Oh yeah, look at the crappiness of that,
Oh, yeah.
concrete right there. It's so bad. Well, this river is absolutely swollen right now.
Chester, Illinois, home of Popeye the Sailor Man.
Could we camp? Could we camp on Kaskaskia Island in the middle of the Mississippi River today?
Brandon, where are we?
We are in Illinois, Kaskaskia.
Kaskaskia.
Kaskaskia. And probably right over there we can see the river behind the toilets.
This is Fort Kaskaskia.
Fort Kaskaskia. That's right.
We know nothing about
the
it.
French.
Oh, the
days,
French.
From the French days. Yeah. Tell me about this salt.
Okay, so you can use it like holy water or holy oil to bless things, or
But is it to be eaten or not?
Quarter turn. How them specs going?
Oh, them porterhouses, boy.
Shoot. Woo. Mm-hmm. We doing it. All right, so we got the fire going. We got Dutch oven peach cobbler going. Maybe, Brandon, you would say that? Maybe?
It is. It's going. I'm not sure if it'll get there, but it is going.
So part of this trip, I did a Chat GPT prompt, and it was like two guys in their 40s that are married with kids are going camping. What are some good questions to ask that could be deep, potentially funny?
And so this event that you were talking about in Paris, how did that come to be like associated with this?
Okay, because they named this Saint Mary of the Barons to begin with, and Saint Vincent de Paul and Saint Louise de Marillac worked together for the sick and the homeless and all that sort of thing. And together they formed the Daughters of Charity, nuns.
Okay.
And so in 1830, St. Catherine Labouré was a novice in the Daughters of Charity.
Okay.
And so they just felt like since this was dedicated to Mary, that it made sense to dedicate it to the miraculous medal.
Last question, ChatGPT. What would you tell your younger self?
Can you see me?
Yeah.
I would tell my younger self, do it exactly like you did, but make sure that you stay locked in the moments, that you don't worry too much about what's happened or what's going to happen, because like all that stuff is a part, like the whole story is built on everyday moments, and those are the things that make up the vast majority of our lives. And so rather than waiting on the next big vacation or the next big game or whatever it is, just enjoy every little moment, because that's the stuff that makes up the 99% of your life. Can you still see me?
Yeah, it doesn't even look like you.
Who does it look like?
I don't know.
Who does this look like?
That looks like you.
All right, Chris, you are becoming an older man. What would you say to a younger man, Chris Warden? What would you say to your younger self?
I would say to read your Bible every day. I would say to pray every day. I would say to keep your priorities right. You got at the top, then family, then friends. Don't forget about yourself. Focus on your career and that stuff, but that's not the most important thing. That should be pretty far down on the list. Keeping your home in good shape and like having fun at the house kind of thing with your family and friends is an important thing, and to not let go of hobbies and the things that keep you on your toes and keep you excited about things and that you get pumped up about. Make sure you're balancing your life with that stuff as well.
Chris, I'm not 100% sure where we are. We are 30 minutes, 40 minutes from home, yet we are in another world right now. We are on some sort of campus, some sort of ancient seminary. There's a castle basically over there, but maybe most significantly, there is blessed salt that has the properties and powers to exorcise something. I mean, we're always going down the railroad track of life. Sometimes we're going fast, sometimes we're going slow. But a lot of the times we're going blindly. Most of the time in life we're going down that railroad track blindly.
Yeah, you know, I don't know if I agree with you on that last little bit you said about blindness. Maybe a blindfold, like at the end of life, do we get to take off the blindfold and see that we did it, and that there is someone leading us and guiding us and holding our hands the whole time, right? Like we get to take off the blindfold and fully look around, and we get to look back at life and see family and friends and the ups and downs of life and the events and the moments, all the extraordinary stuff as well as all the ordinary stuff, and we just get to see it fully. And I gotta imagine that, like, when we see it fully, we just know, we think, I am blessed. And I think there's this cool thing about blindfolds too. When you're wearing a blindfold, if you move your eyes around or kind of wiggle your nose, if you really work hard to like look into the corners of where the blindfold is wrapped around your head, usually you can see a little bit out from it if you look hard enough.